You know something I like? Gobots. Here's one. Her name is Sparky. She turns into a cute little Pontiac Fiero. I can't help but feel like she is one of the perfect, Gobots to sort of open up with when it comes to my first Gobot video. First of all, Gobots, very much like the Pontiac Fiero, are honestly highly misunderstood. Although it is true that the Gobots cartoon was not that great, to say the least. The actual toys themselves were actually really nice. They were very high quality, surprisingly very fun, very neat little toys. And some of them can actually go for quite a lot on eBay. So not only are they cool, some of them are quite valuable as well. This is one of them that's not too valuable. It's actually not too hard to get her for fairly cheap. And the Pontiac Fiero, which is a very lovely little car, it's kind of one of those cars that you sort of forget, ever existed. But when you do see it, you're like, oh yeah, I remember those. Those were neat. Oh man, this was a very unique car at the time. It was one of the very few cars that was made in America that was mid-engined. So just that fact alone is already enough to make it unique. But it had a few other things that made it really unique, like its structure was very, very well designed. It was actually a very solid, one of the safest cars on the road at the time, even though it had a bad reputation of being unsafe. Really just because its body panels were fiberglass. Everyone just sort of assumed it wasn't very safe. Although it wasn't very safe in the sense that it had a very bad tendency to spontaneously combust. No, I am not making this up. A quick Google search will prove I'm not lying. But yeah, here she is. Now, something else I really liked about Gobots is the fact that there was actually a quite generous amount of female characters. And this is one of them. Yeah, here she is. Very lovely little red. It's actually a much nicer red than the camera is portraying. It's sort of coming up as like some sort of weird brown color on the camera. But yeah, it's actually a really nice sort of... Actually, it's the right shade of red that the Pontiac Fieros actually come in. I believe this is an 84 model. Other than... aside from the fact that it says 84 on the bottom... it does have some qualities that the 84 model had, like the wheels and just the overall shape of it. But enough talking about the vehicle mode. There really isn't much to talk about other than the fact that it has rubber tires. And it's cute. It's actually a very small little vehicle. But yeah, let's go ahead and get her transformed. So another minor reason I did a video of her is because there isn't any videos actually showing her transformation. There's one video of this guy. He shows, I'll flip over her head like that. Shows like all of his Gobots and like how they transform and stuff like that. But for some reason, like he had a hard time getting her to transform, because the thing is, when he was showing him a lot of them, he was transforming for the very first time, and he didn't actually know how to transform this girl. This one in particular. But, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Very nice. Very simple. Very basic. She actually has a very goofy robot mode. Very, very short and kind of stocky looking, which is pretty funny, if you ask me. Considering that she's not, as far as I know, she's not like a real butch character or anything. I don't actually know too much about her personality. I just know she's a female. But yeah, very basic. The head is very weird. I actually did see some pictures of what she looked like in the show, and yeah, she looks nothing like this in the show. She does not have a head like this. Can't really fault that against the toy though, because the thing about Gobots is that they actually started out very similar to the way Transformers did. They started out as a toy line in Japan, made by Bandai, or however you want to pronounce that toy company. You know what I'm talking about. They made a toy line called Machine Robo, which is what these Gobots came from. And they thought it was Tonka thought it'd be a good idea to bring them over to America and actually give them names and everything. And I mean, yeah, it's weird just how many similarities Gobots have to Transformers. But yeah, there's really not much to talk about her robot mode. Her arms can go all the way around. They can kind of go out from the body. And that's pretty much it, really. Her legs can sort of split. But that's about it. There's really not much to talk about. She actually does have a pretty nice design robot mode. Its proportions are weird. She looks like she has a freakishly long neck. And to tell you the truth, if you didn't tell me this was a female, I honestly wouldn't have known. But like I said, this was just a nameless, genderless carrot toy before it actually was given a name and a bio and everything. Let's go ahead and transform her back. Just flip those down. The transformation is very weird, but just going off of the pictures online, it's not really that difficult to figure out. Yeah. Just flip her head back like that, and there she is, back in her little Pontiac Fiero mode. Very simple. And yeah, like I said, very small. Don't actually have anything to compare her with, unfortunately. But I think you get the idea. Oh well, this'll work, I guess. Yeah, I think you get the idea.